Hello everyone, Maurice and welcome to Tanks Invest. Talk about investing, finance, fresh development. For today's favorite times only. The investment topic today will be Ethereum ticker ETH. First, I want to say happy Thursday, everybody. Hope you have a great week so far. With respect to Ethereum, I'm recording some 9:43 a.m. on the Eastern time. Currently trading like $2,626, down about 3.20% so far. And respect to the London fork that occurred and is live currently, we're currently experiencing something that is called a buy the rumor, sell the news affectation, which is the reason why we were trying to surge to the all-time high yesterday, the $2,721 level. I know we hover a little bit around like 2,750, but we subsequently got canceled out because we just couldn't sustain that resistance level, knowing the fact that that's a substantive level, but we just couldn't get enough momentum to get above it to reach to the next level of 3,150. So with respect to the affectation that we're experiencing right now, on top of the equity market, which we can see is relatively green today, on SPY's up about 0.33%, while NASDAQ is up about 0.21% so far. So we also have to capture the anti-correlation effect that is experiencing into the crypto market, from the anti-correlations from the stocks, from the equity market, right? So I'm going to go through a technical analysis specifically on Ethereum, knowing the fact that not just Ethereum is down today, but across the whole sector for cryptocurrencies is down today because we did get a little bit more news as expected from the Feds and the SEC on some of the regulatory constraints and compliance structure that they try to enforce into crypto assets, industry going forward, right? So we're going to take a look at the resistance level. How do we dollar cost average going forward? Are we going to see a crash coming, or are we going to see more of a surge going onward from here? Knowing the fact that we are sustained around like a comparable level that we've identified so far. So stay tuned, stick around, let's make some money. Alright, so moving on to the technical analysis for Ethereum taking ETH from recordings of 9:47 a.m. on the Eastern time. Currently trading like $2,625, down about 3.26% so far. And with respect to the overall crypto market is down today, with Ethereum, is a couple of composition that's driving this, sell-off that we're kind of experiencing right now. One is the negative Feds and SEC news that we've been percolating. And it seems like there are some reinforcements on the media affectation side that's driving some sell-off today. Also, with respect to London Fork, where obviously it debuted today, and it's live at the moment right now. So we also have that type of buy this rumor, sell the news type of affectation that's also baking into the adjustments. Also, on top of the fact, you could see that with respect to the equity market, we're relatively green today, right? SPY's up about 0.36% so far if you look at the chart, right? And also with respect to NASDAQ's up about 0.34% so far, right? You can see that Nasdaq's actually slowly crossing upward. So I do see a little bit more bullishness for Nasdaq coming. For SPY, I would say comparable. We are slowly crossing upward. So, and also on top of the fact that RSI is a little bit less severe of overbought in comparison to Nasdaq, so I do see a little bit more of a green pressure ahead of time for the equity side of the world. Obviously, with the sector rotation, that should be expecting coming forward. But with respect to the correction, I think the correction is it should be coming soon. It should be imminent, knowing the fact that the technicals is telling so. We do need to have that one more oscillation. I do believe that we should be having sometimes around like mid-September or early September before the continuous rally, right? So that's the equity side on how the anti-correlates with the crypto market, and that's why we're selling off, but not just for Ethereum, but also for other coins, right? So for Ethereum specifically, knowing the fact that we are basically hovering at the moment right now, we are basically levitating between the two levels, right? The 2,750, which we try to get to. We got there yesterday for like a blink of seconds, right? I think we were there for like maybe 30 minutes or so. I was checking the app quite frequently yesterday. And that's why I also posted like 3 times yesterday as well to keep you guys informed, to make sure you guys are, feeling secure and staying sane, if you may, right? So right now we're in between levels, and I think at one point this morning we were, all the way down to the 2,523, but that level is not substantive, right? If you look back in the historical level, that level is just kind of a fluff level right? It's just a flat number people typically buy at, right? But the more substantive level is somewhere around like the 2,450, right? So I think we will have a high propensity to actually go down a little bit more, knowing the fact that MACD is already crossed in the curvature level, and RSI is already starting to, it's still overbought. So we need to get down a little bit more to a normalized zone, for us to continue to rally from here. So this is typically very logical, very normal buy the rumor, sell the news affectation. So we typically buy at the next resistance zone when we have that sell the news affectation, which is something that we're experiencing in front of our eyes right now. That waiting until, or if you got lucky, you one of those like studious investors that got into the $2,529. That's not a bad number to get into, but know that you do have another like about $100 drop from there. That would be more ideal level, but you can never time the market, right? You can always buy based on the optimal risk aversion level that you ideally want to be dollar cost averaging at, right? So I think going down to 2,450 would be likely for you to first dollar cost average. And also remember, right, today is a Thursday, and Friday and Saturday typically, the weekend affectation, the safe haven effect, right? And remember, we have already ran up for about 13, 14 days so far, right? It's basically 2 weeks of just like running up. We do have some normalization from the negative Fed's news and SEC news, but we have been running very hot. It needs to cool down for people to take profits, for us to continue the rally, right? Because that's the normal oscillation. You have to go through the dance, right? So the first level 2,450 would be first level dollar cost average, and I think ideally we want to get back down to the 2,150 for us to basically deplete the RSI to more of a normalized zone, while at the same time cross back down, because we have delayed for such a long time now. It's kind of dragged up. That you just need to cool down a little bit for people to obviously take some profit and then use that profit to further dollar cost average. So keep that ball rolling in a momentum perspective and continue that rally in a healthy way, not in an artificial way, if you may. You know what I'm trying to say? So hopefully this is helpful. Again, right, 2,450, next level 2,150. All right, just to recap on numbers and technical analysis. Again, right, with respect to the current level, we are just basically hovering, levitating, trying to stay within the flat numbers that people ideally think that's the right level to buy at, right? However, the substantive level is truly 2,450 per the technical analysis. So if you buy anywhere range from like 2,500 or maybe 2,550 even, that's not a bad level to dollar cost average, right? Because that's a logical level. We can ultimately we can never time the market because that's impossibility, right? But we can always risk control by dollar cost averaging wisely in a methodical way, right? And I think the moderate risk control level would be 2,450. The more ideal optimal level 2,250, but 2,250 is not it's not a substantive level again. That's just a level people typically buy because it's a flat number. It's an easy number to look at. But the true level of real cushion, right, is either 2,450 or 2,150, and those are the levels that I would actually eye at. And ideally for me, knowing the fact that I do have a relatively sizable position in Ethereum right now, 2,150 is where I'm eyeing at coming up. With respect to long-term corporate adoption, 20%, near term, 9,800, 4 times your money if you buy the 2,450. All right, so this is for today. Respect my technical analysis on Ethereum ticket ETH. Hopefully this is helpful into giving you the clarity, the structure, and hopefully this is helpful. I know it's the sell-off, is not the most ideal. But it's logical. It's supposed to happen because we've been running relatively hot right now, and it's a good thing because the risk is decreasing as the price goes down. So it gives you a better opportunity to obviously buy at the more optimal level that you're looking for, right? And again, the levels are 2,450 and 2,150. Right. So hopefully it's helpful. Feel free to give me a shout again. I'm always available for you guys. And hopefully you guys have a great rest of the day. You probably see me again later today or tomorrow. But stay tuned for this. Take care. Bye.